Hello, hello. Good afternoon and good Sunday. And incredibly enough, it seems that I can stream. Even if I'm not in the usual place. So I'm not in my house. I'm actually close to the seaside. And I can actually stream. I mean, the stream quality seems to be okay. Here I am. Hello. Hello. Yeah, it's the summer here. It's the summer. It's the summer. Hello. 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 Hey. Yeah, I'm still in the close to the sea, not in my house, but I managed to get decent stream quality. I'm trying to stream. Let me know if the stream seems okay, but from the quality here is saying that the stream quality is good. We are uploading 2.6 megabit, and I think my maximum bandwidth is about 3. So it seems that we can do this, which is very cool. I thought we could not do it, but actually we can. Actually we can. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to give you just some updates. Let me just check if everything is fine. I think it is. Let me see if my webcam is fine. Yes, looks like it's okay. Yes, seems to take all the actions. So I wanted to give a bit of an update on what I've been doing in the last few weeks. Well, I think it's 10 days, roughly 10 days I don't stream. So I did quite some work on, just a second. Okay. I did quite some work on the advanced locomotion system, and actually I got a bit burned out by it, in the sense that I worked so much on it that at the end I decided to stop because I had a lot of trouble with it, mainly related to our skeleton, because our skeleton is a special skeleton which has, in addition, in addition, he has not only the basic bones that you may find in any kind of human, so the legs, the feet, and different piece of the spine, and then the head, but we also have in our character, and obviously the arms and such, but we also have in our character the tail and the wings. So these two additional pieces do not allow us to, yeah, by the way, this is the tail, is not another leg, so just to clarify. These are the two legs, okay. And so all these bones that we have are actually required for our characters to function properly, but these ones, which are the wings and the tail, are not standard in a humanoid. And the fact that they are not standard in a humanoid messed up a bit the fact that we cannot use the standard advanced locomotion. We can use our own skeleton. So, but what I did, and I think was the best decision I took, was to actually create a separate project only dedicated to movement, so that now we can test inside this project the movement of the character. And I will show you in a second how is it. So it's starting up. Yeah, so I made this project also as simple as possible. So it's 160 mega zipped up, and so I can also send it to other people in the team so that they can use it. And if we go under advanced locomotion content levels, we open up the demo level. We basically have the ALS demo level with our character loaded in. And this means that we can much easier or easily test if everything is working properly, right? We can test if everything is working properly in a demo level, and then if things are okay, we can then port it to the main game. So this is what I did. And it actually seems to work okay here. There are still some small glitches, but not too bad. And so I think we're going to use it as it is. Now I'm still getting some glitches, mainly on when I jump down. It should play a roll animation. Actually, when I jump down, it's not playing it, as you can see. But I mean, the result is kind of fine. I mean, it would be nice to have a roll animation at the end of the movement, but I think it's okay. The rest, like crouch, works fine. I just noticed that we have a small glitch, if you can see, in the right shoulder. Yeah, the mesh is not closed. We need to fix it, but all the overlay is working as well. So I can use the different poses, right? The bow seems not to be working for some reason. Hands tied on the back seems to work as well. This could be something that we may use maybe with some NPC and some storytelling, and so on. But anyway, we just do the injured movement. So yeah, injured maybe we can use as well. So these are just examples, but I think we can, and here is holding something. Now the item is not there, but in theory there should be an item in that place. I don't know why it's not attaching. I think there's probably an additional extra socket I didn't, and he's holding something in his hands. I mean, these animations obviously are not perfectly fit into our skeleton, but I think it gives you the idea of the fact that we can anyway script as much as we want the additional animations. Yeah. By the way, I never tested, but you can obviously also mantle on characters, so you can jump on top of the head of people. Okay, I never seen that, but now I see it, which is nice. Okay, so basically this level is very good because it allows us to test movement as we want, and allow us to do extensions as needed. Now there are still few things that are not working, like some debug view or traces. I don't know if the traces are working. I think the character information is working. So if you want to see the actual movement, if it's in the air, grounded, all of that, standing, crouching, all of that seems to be fine. And the roll actually works, but works only in place, which is not something that should have happened. Also, there is this small glitch of moving when is returning from the roll. So if I return from the roll, you see it goes into this movement state. But as soon as you move a bit, is fixed. So I think it's not a problem. I think for us it's not a problem. I think it's good enough. It's good enough. So for now, what I would do, I would stop, working on this, and I will consider it done for now. and we can then refine it, later on. So the other thing I was working on was the guild system, and mainly I was trying to get. Let me search here. Guild houses. This one. So on this one, I did. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention it, but obviously I integrated that into the main project, the movement system in the main project, and it's working okay. I mean, again, there are a few glitches, but in the main project, we can already move with the character, properly. By the way, someone is connected. Can you tell me if the connection is fine? Because again, I'm not streaming from my usual place, and I would like just to know if the video is flowing well, or if there are any delays or any hiccups. That would be nice to know. So the other thing, yes, is the guildhouse system, right? The last time I was streaming, we were working on also on this one, and we were working on the guildhouse entrance. Now, one thing that I realized, and actually I fixed already, and I'm testing now, is that there are more steps here to do. In particular, we need to be sure that our character is actually properly, so our character and items are properly storing the instance position, right? Because we assume that our characters are, so our characters and items should store the instance position. So instance position meaning that when you are in a specifically instance guildhouse, it should store in the database also the position. Hello Marcelo. Hello Janets. Okay, the streaming is okay. Okay, also at 1080p. Wow, that's good, because I was not expecting this connection to allow it, but it's very good that it is working. It means that maybe I can stay a few days more here in the seaside, which would be anyway nice. So we will see if it goes well for a few hours. I'm going to stream today anyway for a few hours, just as a test, even if I'm still in holidays, but I like that. I like to stream for you. Hello Zacchena, ciao. So che sei italiana, quindi ti saluto in italiano. Hey. Yeah, we have few Italian people. Even if the game itself is not in Italian, it's all in English, just to reach a bigger audience. Yeah, so our character and item should store the instance position. That's an important point. The other thing that I want to check is that when dropping an item, right? When dropping an item, the instance information is kept, and this should be including containers, meaning that if there are items inside container, the item inside the container should also get the instance information. Why? Because when we are loading the game, we are basically excluding the loading of all the items that are in guildhouses. Okay, so we load the items only if a player steps into the guildhouse. That is because we may have significant amount of items in the guildhouses, and we don't want to stress the server if the guildhouse maybe is not used. Right? It's not used. So there is another thing we need to check. And then, and then we need to do the things above. So to populate the items, these two ones here. Okay, populate the items and create the actor. So these are the two things we need to do. So now, I think I can remove my summer hat. Do you want me to keep the summer hat for the summer sessions? I think I can keep it. I don't know if it looks too stupid or it looks nice. So these two things are the one that we are testing at the moment, right? And where I don't remember where I was because I did it briefly yesterday, but I think I was in the middle, or I think the code was fine. I just wanted to test if when switching into a guild house, right, my instance information is actually kept. First for the character and second for the item. So we're basically working on this item here, okay? We are working on this one. We're working on this one. So just to, I don't remember where I was exactly, but let me start the server and the client and test, because I think I had a crash. I had one crash, but I fixed the crash. And then after the crash, I just need to test it again and see how and if it works or not. Okay, so let's just give you a second to the server to go up. And then we can connect. Okay, so this is our character. The loading is always, I mean, I don't have a loading screen, so we will have to add that one day. But for now, I think we leave with that. Okay, now we're loaded in. Now we're loaded in. Now, when I say /pause, like in the old game, I see the current position, right? And one of the information that you can see is X, Y, and Z plus a number, which is the instance. So the small 0, I don't know if you can see it on your side, but the small 0 at the end is actually the instance in which we are. And at the moment we are in instance 0. Now, I did a kind of a fake entrance, let's say, which is this one. Basically, when I click here, when I click on the door, right, this door has a fake entrance, which is anyway something that we can use for our testing. So it's set up as a guild house door, or anyway as a door that brings you somewhere else, and then there is a teleport. Now the teleport is very simple. Hello Yanis, thank you for the follow. It's very simple, so basically you will be teleported just inside this building, but you see, so I got teleported here. In this case, we know that we were just a few meters away, but it can teleport you wherever we want. And now what I want to see is if my position is set to a specific instance, because here in theory we should have gone through an instance. Now I still see 0, so let me see if the actual position command, if the actual position command is reporting the instance properly, or is just reporting 0 as a default. So we have user manager report position. That is the class that is responsible for, so if we search report position here, okay, it is report position. I don't know what is the cursor going, no idea. It should be inside this function, right? Allow GM to get the player's position. Okay, this is for GMs, we don't care too much. It is if we have the object in the current sector. Okay, so here we have already the first problem and the instance to 0. Okay, so we need to fix the code. This code is a bit old, and at that time we did not have sectors or instances. Okay, so because it was before I implemented the sector and the instance. So so here the best thing we can do is to go in the old code. So inside user manager in the old code, we should be somewhere here. User manager, okay. Can make it bigger for you, and search for report position, which is here. So this is the old code. Whenever you see the Visual Studio with a white background, it means that is the code from the old game, from the PS Legacy game. Okay, we call it PS Legacy. And whenever you see C++ code with a black background like this, is the Unreal Engine version. Okay, so what I'm doing now, I'm comparing the old and the new, because I just want to see in that particular point what was the old code doing. So the old code, the old code was just using a get position to get the sector and the position of the character. Okay, which is nice, which is fine, I think. So in our case, for the sector, we can use if we are inside the PS character. Let me check line cast object. In this case, is an object. So I think we can expand the function of get actor position. Get sect. Okay, so it's already here. I didn't read it, but it's already here. So if it's an item, we get PS item get item data get sector. If it's a character, we do PS character get sector. Okay, so this part is fine. Okay, so the only part that is not fine is this one. So this part is already ported. Now the sector null at the beginning is just because it's initialized, but then here we get the actual sector value. So it should be okay. Now here for the instance, I think we can use. No, object we cannot use. So for the instance, we have to use the same trick. Why is this else is coming up? No, I did it in the other place. I did a teleport change. Yeah, I was working on the teleports, and yeah, the teleport change is fine. So report position. So down here, we need to do something similar. So we need to initialize our instance to 0 at the beginning, and then if it's an item or if it's a character, we do different things. So if it's an item, we just do our instance equal to PS item get item data, and then there should be a word instance. There should be no, I can check PS item unless it's on PS item itself. Yes, it's on PS item itself. Why is there? Okay, but I think it's fine for now. I don't want to change it. But and here we do instance equal to our character. Our character should have the same. Should have a word instance as well. You see? Okay, so so it is good. So we are getting this value, and then we are printing out the value. Okay, so let's see if this works. So basically, before this change, the /pos parameter, the /pos command was just reporting an empty value at 0, while now we should report the proper instance. Now, I don't know if the instance is actually saved into the database. We can check. We can check for our character, which is this guy. We can do a refresh. Now that we disconnected, yes, instance 1, you say? Okay, so in the database, actually the position was saved properly to location instance 1. So when we will load in, that's the other problem. When we load in, and we load in directly into a guild house, I have to think about this. Because one use case, that was the one that I was following now, is when the player opens the door of a guild house, right? But there is another one, which is that the player directly logs in inside a guild house. So in this one, we need to check. So it's basically another flow. Can I make a smaller me? Paint is not the best program, I know, for this kind of things, but for scaling mainly. But so there is another use case in which the player loads in directly. Okay, player connects in the guild house, or connects, player joins the game directly in the guild house. So there is another thing I need to check. So what happens if because I think on load, at the moment on load, we are not checking this case, so it will basically not work. It will think, so it will probably not load the items, not load anything. Yeah, this use case here is broken at the moment. The vertical one is broken. The horizontal one is the one that we are working on at the moment, but we should think to the other one as well. This week is a very quiet week, by the way. I've seen very few people. Most of the people are in holidays. Also, most of the streamers on Twitch, some of them are in holidays as well. So I'm not expecting a lot of people watching, but if you are here, it's good. We can continue to develop the game together. By the way, if you are not used to the animation on the bottom left, it's actually not an animation. It's following my facial expressions. So if I smile, he smiles. If I open my mouth, he opens his mouth, and such. And wherever I look, left or right, he's following me. So it's not just an animation, it's motion capture on the face, so facial recognition. Okay, so let's see. Now this guy will load already in, which is something that we didn't yet fix. So I think we need to go out and try to enter again, otherwise the game will get confused. Because we didn't fix yet the fact that it can't go in. You see that whenever it's coming out from no, it's okay. So if I enter, you see I get teleported inside. Now the camera is a bit weird, but I get teleported inside. And so now, let me try to do now / pause. It's saying 19. It's saying 19. Nineteen is pretty weird. Why 19? In theory, it should be 1. Well, actually, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. It did something weird. It just rotated. And it's looking where I'm clicking. Okay. So let me see if I do show GM. No. Window GM. Window GM show. Okay. Window GM show is here. Now, in terms of actions, if I go to this one should be the blacksmith door number 2 or number 1. There is exit door, BD exit door number 2. So it's this one. Okay, so it's this action location here. Now we can try to check it. And yeah, I really have to put a background here, I know. So this one is our action location, which is pointing to the teleport that goes inside the house. Okay. And there is the text. By the way, there is no scroll bar. That's not good. Examine action. Actually, lock ID should be 97. There is something weird going on here because the action ID is telling us the lock, and the lock should be corresponding to the instance ID, right? Should be corresponding to the instance ID. Now there is an issue though that I'm thinking to something because the way we did it. These are the fields, right? These are the fields that we have on each guild house. So we have the type, we have the ID of the guild house, and I guess we have the guild house ID, we specified it separately. Huh? I think we called it house ID. Yes, house ID, okay. Okay, so the guild house ID, actually, we have it separately, okay, which is perfect. Which is pretty good. Which is pretty good. Now, and then the lock ID. And then the lock ID, which should be our old instance ID. Okay, this one should be equal to the instance ID. For what I understood, but we need to, I think we need to test it again. So equal to instance ID. This is what it should be. This is what it should be. Wow, there is the sun just in my eyes. 1 second. I need to close one of those otherwise. Something like this should be better. No, I still have it in my ass. Okay. like this, no sun anymore. Okay, so I'm back. Yeah, the avatar didn't get up to close the window, I know. Actually standing still because it's not what I can do when I'm going away. I think we already said that to other people because they were like, no, if the avatar stands still, it's getting scary. So the idea was that when I go away, what is it? Yeah. When I go away, I just remove it. Okay? And so that people don't get that weird gaze, that weird gaze from the character. Okay, so I think we have a few issues that we need to understand. So actually I was teleported in instance 19, 19, and this makes very little sense. Because it should have been 97 or 1. I mean, these are the two numbers, so I don't know this 19 where it's coming from. Unless it's generating. Where is this 19 coming from, really? No idea. I mean, we can do it in the teleport. We can debug the teleport and see. I think in the teleport we already have some parameters that we can check, because we have I think teleport. Let me check where is the teleport. I think is in PS character. Where the hell is teleport? Let me search for teleport quickly. Actually, yeah, it's inside a PS character. Okay, so the teleport is here. We don't have any printouts at the moment on the teleport, but we can debug it and see which kind of instance we are. Which kind of instance we are using. This is the teleport that we do, by the way. This is the line in which we teleport the player to the other instance, right? And the instance number should be here. So this instance number should be coming from the lock. Action ID? No. No, this is not correct. Why instance? Why this? Why this? Maybe it's a porting issue. Let me see the old code. 1 second. User manager handle entrance message. So user manager handle entrance message. Action get instance ID. Maybe this get instance ID was doing something else. Was returning the instance ID. Return the instance ID or reference in action location response string. Is that the container ID? You see? Yeah, it should be get instance ID, by the way. Why I used, I think there is a porting problem. So here I decided to do action ID, but I think I need to use get instance ID, assuming it exists. Yes, I don't know why I changed the code. I should have not changed that. So, okay, so let's try again. Now, I'm in this instance 19, which actually doesn't exist, so. The entrance is locked. Okay, I cannot actually go out. I mean, I can go out like this, but I cannot actually go out from this fake guild house. So for now, we will assume that I went out anyway, and because anyway it's not. I mean, we have the chance to go out by walking, something that usually you cannot do on guild houses, because guild houses are like separate spaces, like separate instances of the game. Just they live by themselves. Yeah, many of the people that are watching are not really knowledgeable in C++, I guess, quite a few are, but they just see it as a puzzle, you know, like sometimes I see it. It's just a giant puzzle to solve. So, okay, so we changed that. Let me see if now we land in 97. In theory, we should land in instance 97. That is the first check. And again, going back to our roadmap, we are working on this item. Okay. Yeah, this one. Sorry, this one. I think it was flagging the wrong one. This one. We can say is kind of done on server load, ignore guildhouses and guild items. I think this is already the way it's working, right? The next one will be the star sign. We then goes here and we have to do all of that. But at the moment we decided to do this step before that one. Okay, so we are actually working on this one. Okay, so we are on this one. So our characters and items should store properly the instance position. So if we don't know in which instance we are, we don't know in which guild house we are. So we need to be sure that that information is properly passed to the character or to the item. Hello people, I see some new people joined. Hello, welcome to the stream. It's a summer stream. Okay, so now my position at the moment is not very relevant. I think it will still be. By the way, the position is 0. I mean, the instance is 0, so probably it's not loaded from the database properly, because I remember we had our instance. Let me refresh this. Lock instance is 1. I think we need to check when we save it to the database, but let's do one thing at a time, okay? One thing at a time. So I want to get into this. I'm getting teleported inside, and now I want to see where the server is thinking we are. Okay, we are in 97. Okay, good. So now I don't know if you can see the number here, but he's saying 97. So we actually teleported in the right instance, and the server thinks we are in the right instance. So we are in instance 97. Now we need to wait maybe 20 seconds that the character is saving. The character will save to disk, to this database, and I want to check what happens then here. Lock instance should go to 97 in our database, so it should be saved in the right place, right? It seems actually that it's going location instance 1 again. So let's try to see when the character is saved to the database, what happens, okay, in the code, because I think that there is another place probably where I did not save the location. I think it should just be inside character save. So if I go to PS character, there is a function I think called save character or something like that. Save. On character there are a million functions. I think one day we should start to split them, but there is a save location in world actually. Okay, so this one seems to be fine because it's getting world instance, and world instance is exactly the one that we are using. So the only problem is that this world instance is an instance ID, and which is an unsigned int. Okay, I don't know why we are doing this unsigned stuff, but it's an unsigned int. So anyway, I think it should be fine. Now, why? Let me refresh it. He's still saving 1. He's still saving 1, which is not good. Get actor location, get actor rotation. Location instance. How can word instance be 1 on my character? That's very strange. That's very, very strange. Where is the save? The save character I think could be in or in user manager or in spawn manager, but there is a save character data, I'm pretty sure. Probably is inside spawn manager then. There is a save character data somewhere. Save character. There is a save character data, remember that. Hello Jay. Welcome. It's a summer hat. Because I'm in the character loader, okay. Because I'm next to the sea at the moment, I'm not in my house. And actually I'm pretty surprised that I can stream with good quality from here. Actually I did an internet upgrade, so I had a slower connection from here and I upgraded my internet connection. My upload speed is 3.3 roughly, 3.3 megabits, and I was thinking it would never work. I was thinking it's too little to actually do a 1080p stream, but actually it is enough because at the moment we are using 2.7. 2.5, 2.6, you see, is around that value, and the maximum I have is 3.3, and so we still have space, between this and the maximum, which is great. By the way, also another thing that I noticed, if I stream in 720 and if I stream in 1080, this number doesn't change too much. I mean, it goes like from 2.4 or 2.5 to 2.6 or 7. So it's percentage-wise, it's extremely low. I don't know if it's the compression or whatever. Maybe it's the compression that is working very well on a large image, but it's working okay. And people are saying that the stream is okay. So. Yeah, consider that's the upload, not the download. But yeah, because usually you are saying like, oh, I have a 20 mega internet, but the 20 mega is usually download, and upload is usually a fraction of that. It's usually pretty low. So here someone fixed something in 2005, by the way. Save character, update record set, update character set, blah blah blah. So let me see if inside this function we are changing the player location. There is a get actor location. It is. You fix me. You see, wherever I put a you fix me means that we need to fix it in a real engine later on. So sometimes when I'm doing the changes and I'm working on something, I leave some pieces still to be ported. And so I don't know exactly how we're using this instance down here, but are we using it anywhere? I don't see where this is used. Is it used here somewhere? Ah, yes. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at oh. Okay, all of this is to be changed, and it was just a temporary. There is another you fix me, in fact. So, okay, let me just quickly check the old code. Only pets and players are saving location. What does it mean? Oh man, we only have pets and players. Because the NPC are not saving. Yeah, the other NPC are not saving the location. So basically, when the server starts, the NPC are reloading in the default spawn location, which anyway can be a random one, but they don't save the location to database. But let me check just so PS character loader, save character data. PS character loader, do we have it here? No, but we can do save character data current project and see if we are lucky. Yes, we are. So it was just declaring the variable, it was not assigning it. And then okay, it was getting the location from here, get last location. We want to save to the last reported location. Why? What is the difference between the last reported location and the current location? I think this thing was trying to avoid saving into a place where you are stuck. But I'm not 100% sure of it, and we don't have it in Unreal anyway. That concept, we don't have it in Unreal. So I think we can do, I think we can directly set it to word instance, and yeah, I think, you know what, I think I will just remove this. It's totally useless. I will just remove that, and I will just put here the right value. So was I printing? So we'll just print the right value. The right value is word instance on my character. So I only have character data. Yes, character data is PS character. So if I do character data world instance, this will return me the current instance where the player is, and then we just need to add this comma thingy, and then we are fine. Right, because we have all of this is PS strings. Yes, but this one is not. Okay, so we need to convert it. So we need to f string from int or something. Yes, even if it's an unsigned int, but I think it will not make too much of a problem. So your old house had fibers 300 and 3 megahertz ping out to Google. I moved to a new house. My internet is pretty bad now. Yeah, maybe it's the benefit is a house that you like most, but yeah, the internet. Yeah. 300 is super good. Means that you were I mean, close to a big city or something. Because if you are in the countryside, that will only be possible with Starlink. And by the way, I'm waiting Starlink because I think the whole world is waiting Starlink. Are you waiting Starlink? I'm waiting Starlink, but I'm searching sometimes for Starlink coverage, but at the moment is not yet, is not yet really available, you know, so you cannot see you cannot, I don't know if there is a place where you can see the coverage, but if you're not aware of this project, is the Elon Musk global internet project, where he's sending in the sky, I don't know, like it's 15,000 satellites. I don't remember the number, but it's insane. It's like thousands and thousands of satellites, with the idea to cover, you know, the whole planet with satellites like this, like you see here on the right side, and these satellites will allow very low latency and gigabit bandwidth across the world. So, and also the internet connection should be fairly low in terms of cost. Now, no one knows, but they are. You are in Houston, Texas. Okay. So you are in the same place where we are being incorporated. Our non-profit organization is based in Austin. It's based in Austin, Texas. So I was actually there when I opened it, when I opened the bank account, and when I opened the non-profit corporation. So there is already some data. There is already some data, but they are saying that the latency will be lower than 20 milliseconds, if I remember right. So it's basically lower than the average broadband today. So usually latency is about 30, 30, 40, something like that, in a reasonable, in a good internet connection. But they are saying they can bring it to 20. And that's the latency, by the way, not the ping. But anyway, the ping will be like, I don't know, 2 milliseconds or something. I don't know, it will be very, very quick. I mean, to the transponder, then depends where you go. Okay, so yeah, I'm waiting that thing, because if that happens, the problem is the coverage. I think they are going to cover North America. I think for you is happening in 2021. For me, no, because I'm in Europe. But for you, they are going to cover North America very very soon. So I don't know. I think you should search it, but there was the problem is that this thing is rotating now. The problem, it should rotate. The problem is that the satellites are moving. The satellites are moving. So until they have, the full coverage of the planet, I think you will lose your internet and get it back. So something like that. Because the idea, when I checked it at that time, was that the satellites were moving, and so anyway, I mean, you can investigate it and see, but for me it would still be, I think, about 1 year out. But a good thing is that being satellites, for all the houses which are in a remote location, would be like the best solution ever. Would be a godly solution. Okay, so we added the word instance here, which is nice. By the way, we should also save the proper sector. So we should save, even if, saving the sector at this point is pretty useless, for the reason that we are calculating it based on the coordinates. But maybe we do some reasoning. Maybe we do some reasoning on the database based on where the players are and such. So I think we can just do a get sector. of yeah, we should always do character data. Character data get sector. It is what we want. Okay. So also this one we fixed, which is nice. So yeah. Get sector is returning what? Get sector is returning the sector info now. Then we need the sector name. Hello? No? Why doesn't like me? It should like me. But I think it should be a get name. I think it should be a get, sorry, not get name, get ID or ID. Get sector is returning sector info. Sector info as should have a get ID. Should have a get ID. I think. 1 second. Someone is at the door. 1 second. The welcome back as well, or not? I think my face went away. The avatar is not moving. Why is it not moving? Okay, it's moving again now. Okay, I got it again. I think I need to do the calibration maybe, but it's okay. So what I was saying is that the sector, the sector information should have an ID. Now I was just searching. Why not? It's called UID. Okay, it's called UID. It's called UID. I think we can access it directly. I think it should be public. Yeah, it's public, so we can do just like this, like UID, and it's done. Okay. Let me see. I have to close here. Wait. Let's just close the game. Otherwise, it's trying to. We'll never be able to do it on top of that. And then this one we should do again. F-string from int. Should be fine. Pointer to incomplete class type not allowed. Okay, so it's not liking the fact that we don't have sector info included, but we can include it. It's no problem. We can include it. Okay. What is this load character data? Why is completely commented out? You fix me commented. Check for cache. Yeah, there was an idea of loading character from the cache, but I don't know. At the moment, I don't. Let me just put it here, which is a bit clearer that this has been commented by me. Okay, so. So now we should be saving the position properly to the database, okay? And we should do the same for the items, by the way. Let me just check PS, because in PS item, I think we have the same problem. When the item is getting saved, where do we save the item? The item, we save it in PS item save, I think. PS item save, yes. So here, let me just check if we have the same problem or not. I think commit. The commit is the one doing the actual work. Let me see if here we have the location and the instance. Yes, we have the instance. The instance is actually getting it from get location in world. Okay, get location in world for the item. We should check if it's okay. And if it's okay, get location. It is. There is another one. You see. So definitely not 0, but world instance. Okay. So we fixed this one as well. Wait a second. I've seen another problem. I've seen it with the. I've seen it for a second. Sector yes, for the set. No, the set we don't set it because we okay. So this is good. It is good. By the way, there was the character though, and so we need to do it here. Instance get location in world. No. This thing should be again world instance. And if he's in inventory, if he's in inventory, I have no idea. If he's in inventory, we don't care, I guess, no? Let me try to see the old code, what it was doing. PS item, get location in world. Let me check the old code. PS item, get location in world. Do you have an idea when you are going to start implementing music? I don't know. As in we have a roadmap, but music is not in the elements. If you search for PS Wiki, if you go to the wiki in the main page, there is an Unreal Engine link, which is speaking a bit about what we are doing, and there is a roadmap. And in the roadmap here, you can see all the stuff that we did already. So all the stuff that is done. And all the stuff that is missing. Now, music. Yeah, so music, musical score, instruments, and everything else you see is missing. Usually I place this marker, this like gear icon, on all the items that we are working at the moment, or they are very close to be worked on. Okay. At the moment, music is not in that list because it's not the most important feature. If you think to the core system, so to having players being able to actually play, do quests, and kill monsters, and cast spells and all of that, and so is not in the priority. But I mean, if you look at the list, there are a lot of done, so there's still also a lot of missing, but a lot of done. So we will get to it, but there is no date. Unfortunately, this project is without dates. That's the way it is. I don't know. As soon as possible, but I would say is not one of the primary functions we are gonna port. Right? So we're gonna port it for sure, but I think we can leave without music at the beginning. PS item get location in world. Why this thing? Because probably it's not in this project. That's why. PS item get location in world. It should be here, huh? Yes. PS item get location in world. Okay, so this is the old code. If you want, I can put it one next to each other, but or one on top of each other, maybe is better. For some reason, I did something different here. I did. You see, the code here is different. Is splitting between if he's associated to a physical actor or if he's in the inventory. So if he's in the inventory of the player, I think we don't care about anything. We don't care about instance. We don't care about, yeah. We don't care about anything. So what is the default value for instance? I think the default value is probably null or -1. Because I think 0 is a valid number. But we can leave it at 0 just to avoid it and other problem. We can leave it at 0. It's not a problem here. So the problem is here, but we fixed it. So here we need to associate it to world instance. Yes. Okay. So I think I will F7. Thanks for everything. You are doing a great work. Okay, we need to get to it now. We'll get some streaming at the time. Okay, see you. Bye bye. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so this one succeeded. So let me see if now we are in a better shape. I think now we should be in a better shape. At least we should save the information properly for the character and for the item. I think so. What is this? Now it's getting the world location, but then is still using 3 as a value. No. That's not a good idea. So log sector ID, value add, what sector ID, fix me hardcoded sector. Yeah, why hardcoded? I mean hardcoded because we didn't have it, so I couldn't do anything different at that time. So we need to add. Can this thing add also? No. Okay, so I need to do f-string from int and sector UID. Yeah? Okay, it's fine. Sector info UID. Okay, let me recompile it like this. I think like this should be fine. PS item sector info. It's saying that the class is not declared. No, I'm just missing a parenthesis. We can add, if it gives an error, we can add at the top. We can include sector info. Yes. Is already here? No. Database, group server, exchange manager, events. Because there it is. Sector info. It was there, but commented out. You see, because I knew that one day I would need it. That's why. That's exactly why. By the way, did we update the title on Twitch? I think I didn't. I think I did not update the title here. And it's not good. Because our Twitch friends are still saying the old title. So, the title should be should be this one. Nice. Pretty good. Okay, should be updated now. Okay, so now it's compiled, succeeded, so we can test it. What we want to see that our character is teleported to the proper instance, and and then that is saved to the database properly. So with instance 97 is what we need. It is what we need. By the way, today will be a kind of a short stream. I mean, I'm not planning to stream 7 hours or so like I did in the past. Just because I'm still in holiday, so maybe in the evening I do some stuff. But I think we can stay together another hour or so. I think we can. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to exit and enter again, okay? So I know it's a bit of a trick, but for now, okay, and I'm teleported inside, so assume that it is a completely different place. Obviously now it's not, but you should assume that when I click on that door, I go to a completely different location, right? Which will be the guild house. This is just a simulation to simulate the action of opening a door, but now if I do /pause, right, I'm in instance 97, and I don't know why the sector is saying NPC. Ah, yes, because we are in the dummy database. So all this area is defined as NPC room sector. Okay, it's fine. I think we should change it, by the way, but it's okay. Now, in 20 seconds, in theory, in the database, we should get the character to save, okay? And unfortunately, there is no visual feedback that your character is getting saved. I mean, players don't know that they are getting saved, but it's happening every 20 seconds. So if we wait a bit, I hope it's not 3, but we should get a 97 here. Ah, sorry, here. I was looking here and it was actually 97, okay. Sector ID 3, instance 97. Okay, so we got it right. So we got the database to be aligned with the character position, which is great. Now the good part. So if I drop an item, right? If I decide to drop, I don't know, this gold ore, okay, to the ground, this gold ore should get the same instance ID. Info is returning 0, but I think it's a problem of info. It's not a problem of where the item is. But let me try. So let me search if there is one item in the database which has instance ID equal to 97. Yes, there is. Okay, good. So this thing is working. Okay, it's working also for the items. So we know that this item is in guildhouse 97, right? Maybe what we can do, we can drop a few of them just for sake of saying, can I drop some wooden bowl, chest? We can drop a chest. The chest is very visible, so yeah, we can drop a chest. We can drop this thing. We can drop ammo. Okay, it looks the same, but it's fine. So we drop these three things. So all of them now are in, if I do a search again. If I refresh, you see we have 3 items in instance 97. So assuming that it is a guild house, which at the moment is not obviously, but let's assume that it is a guild house, they are going in the right place, and I am in the right place as well. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. This is pretty good. So in our plan, I would say this is fixed. Okay, so this one is done. This one is done. Our current item should store the instance position, which is pretty good. So we get the 97 done. Now, when dropping an item, the instance information is kept, including containers. Okay, so this one I think now is also done. Now we can pick up this chest and we can put something in the chest. We can put, what should we put? A book, maybe. Let's put this book inside the chest. And let me see how many items we have in instance 97. At the moment we have 3 items. 3 items is a bit weird though. It should be 2 items, not 3. I think something did not work when I picked it up. Which items are in instance? Yeah, you see this one. Yeah, the one that I put in the inventory. The one that I have in my inventory, which is the chest, still has instance 97, sector 3, and the XYZ. All of this should go to 0, by the way. So there is a problem. We have a problem here when we are picking up an item. When we are picking up an item. So when we are moving, so I think that is in our user manager. There should be a handle slot movement, right? There should be a slot movement. No, sorry, I did the search wrong. It cannot be a complete phrase because it's something like a handle slot movement or I think it's handle slot movement, by the way. So we have a problem when picking up the items. As soon as Visual Studio decides to get back to me with a no, because anyway that query will never return anything. Okay, thank you. It's not a world word. Okay. Move from, yes, I think it's here. It's around here. It's around here. It's around here. Move from inventory. Get the real destination. Move from inventory. Well, actually, no. Is in the pickup, which is not here. It's not move from inventory. I think it's move from world, which is another one. Move from world container. Yes, I think it's this one. It's move from world. I don't know why we called it world container, which is a bit confusing, but basically it means world. So moving from world. Cannot find the item in slot. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. To container. Okay, so here we are checking the destination. Okay. And we have the case of gem object, which we don't care. Container world, which we don't care. And then we should have inventory bulk. Here it is. So this is the one that we care about. Inventory bulk. remove from work container. Character inventory add. I don't know if we should do it here or we should do it here, but anyway, in one of those two places we should set the location, and I think that at the moment is not set. Remove from work container. If the stack count is taken amount, blah 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 blah. Split the stack, blah blah blah. Save the lowered value. This is saving. Okay, but it's not doing anything here. It's not doing it here. I think it's doing it in inventory add. In inventory add new item. Inventory add new item. I think it should be inside of this. I'm not 100% sure, but gate based stat. Don't save the container. Okay, it's trying to stack it. If we can stack it, obviously it will be different, but there should be. Save the new combined stack to the DB. Okay. Check the main bulk slots. Update inventory. Update, and then it does the saving. Yeah, the problem is that it's not changing. Update inventory status. Container item slots. It's not updating the location. You know? It's not updating the location. Character inventory. So if we go, let me just check that. PS character inventory. PS character inventory. Should be under bulk objects, I think. PS inventory cache. PS character inventory. PS character inventory should be inside add. Yes, exactly here. It seems strange that it's not changing the position of the item. Maybe it doesn't care because it's anywhere in the inventory, but I would like to have the information, you know, correct. The only thing that it's doing is this: get location in parent, container item slot. That's the only thing that is actually setting, okay, on the item. Owner, parent, inventory slot, container item slot, and then he's saving the child. Update inventory status. Update inventory status for parent, blah blah blah. Set owning character, get character ID, location in parent. If equipped and on it. No, I mean, it's not doing it. I mean, also the old code is not doing it. Now, the question is, do we want to do it in the new code? But I would say yes. I would say yes. So I was expecting, you know, this code. Sorry, why this code is different from this? There was no, it's not different. The remove from container is here. Remove from container is here. Let me check if remove from container in the old code was maybe doing the change. Maybe we are not doing it now. Because I have this feeling that, because the old code is working like a charm, it's working perfectly. So The old code is working perfectly. So move from inventory. No, move from work container. That's what I need. Yes, exactly. Remove from container. We should check if this one. We should check if this one is changing the location. Remove from container, blah blah blah, get the stack, split the stack, save the stack. No. No, I mean it's not, unless it's inside a save, but I don't see this thing getting done anywhere. Because here we are again in the commit, and the commit is just getting the information from the item. So, yeah, no, it's not doing it. Okay, we can do it. We can do it ourselves. It's no problem. So the old code was not doing it. So it was basically leaving. I think we should do it in the most safe place, you know. And I think the most safe place is when we are adding it to the inventory. So we did all the stack thing, and we. So here we are basically sure that this operation is gonna work, because we did all the encumbrance and all the other stuff, you know. We did above, I mean up here we did all the checks if we can do it or not do it, or not, if we can do it or not. So the only point is where in this code? Inventory add. But inventory add, no, because it's just so I think we can do it. I think we can do it like here. Before the save, obviously. We have to do it before the save. What is this thing? I'm a bit confused. Let's go directly to that place. No, not here. Let's go directly to inventory add. Right? So there are three cases. One case is that there is already an item in our inventory and it can stack it. So like if you are picking up a golden ore and you already have one, it will go to stack 2. So in that case, I think it's just adding the stack. So I think it's just updating. So in that case, I think it should be fine. Then there is the other case, and this is where I'm a bit surprised. Why is doing next check the main bulk slots? Check if we can stack it with stacking in the inventory. If stacking current is not known. Why is checking again? PS so from bulk 1, so it's checking the bulk slots, but also here it can combine in theory. Yeah? It's checking again all the bulk slots. It's checking again all the bulk slots. Anyway, whatever. We should do it before this save, okay? We should do it. We should do it here, okay? We should do it here. So here we do. Or we do set world location. Item set world location, set location in world, and this thing is taking a bunch of stuff. And let me just pick the definition 1 second. If no, this one is doing other stuff. But then sorry, but how can he get? I don't understand. How can this item get this location? X, Y, and Z. If you pick it up, you know, and it's in my inventory. Get item. Because the PS item doesn't have. Yeah, there is a bit of a complexity behind this thing. There is quite some complexity behind this thing. So here we are working with a PS item. A PS item is a logical object. It doesn't have a physical space, right? And at this point, we don't know. But then how can he get? Okay, so then in the save, right? In the save, how can he get? So in the command, how can he get the location? How can he get the location from a PS item? If this PS item does not have a father, a physical location. Yeah, is getting, you know, is getting get location in world. So it's getting this. It's calling this. It's getting the one before. Yeah, it's getting the one before pickup, basically. Because we did not destroy yet the item. And so yes, so the way to do it, the best way to do it is to remove the association with the father item. So we will set the item actor to null. Okay, before the save. I think if we do this, it will work fine. So we do this. We do set item actor to null or to null pointer, whatever is the one that you like the most, and we can say remove the association with the physical item. So the location of PS item is inventory, right? So it's a bit of a trick, but is the way it flows better. So with only one change, with only one line, we basically do 3 or 4 things. So we set the instance to 0, we set the sector to 0, we set the location to 0. So when I pick up an item, I think this will not have a location now, so I think it should be fine. Now, for the items that are inside a container, I think we should do the same. No. The items inside a container should already be fine, because the items inside the container don't have physical object associated. So yes, because they are already logical items. Okay, fine. I think we should be good. Let me recompile and test, but I think we should be good, huh? We should be good. I don't know. Let's see. Hello guys, I see new people join. Welcome to the stream. If you have any questions about the game, about what I'm doing, don't feel shy. I'm streaming exactly for that purpose, to be interactive with you. So okay, so one succeeded. So let me relaunch server and client. If you are wondering why I have a stupid hat on my head, it's because I'm on the seaside today. Well, today, this week. I'm not at home, I'm near to the sea. Want to celebrate summer. It would be nice to have a PS character on the bottom left, but producing a character that works with that program is insane. It will take me 1 week to do, so I'm not gonna do it. Okay, now. The first good thing is that the items on the ground didn't load. Did you see that? They disappear. They disappear because they actually are in an instance, and so we are not loading them at startup, right? Which is this: on server load, ignore guildhouses and guild item, which is okay, except the fact that now this player loaded into that guildhouse, which is this use case here, which we are not managing yet. Okay. But the fact that they disappeared is exactly for that reason. So it's good. So it's good that they disappeared. It is what we wanted. Okay, so let me drop the chest. Let me do this. Let me drop a chest, and let me drop. Let me look at the chest. Let me take the book that is inside, and let me drop the book as well. Okay. So we have 2 items on the ground, and let me put inside the chest another book. Okay, so in terms of items, in instance 97, now we should have 4 items in theory. It only says we have 2. Okay, it is a bit weird, because the 2 that disappeared in theory should not have completely disappeared, right? They should be in the database but not loaded. But anyway, one thing at a time. So I guess these 2 items are the one that I just dropped, right? I can pick them up again 1 second and see if they go away, but in theory, we have a problem on drop. No, because okay, sorry. Because I'm not inside a guild house, but for the server I'm not inside a guild house for now because we don't have the loading. So I have to enter the guild house with this trick, and now we assume that we are inside. Okay, we assume that we are inside, and now if I drop the book and I drop the chest, right here, we should see 4. Okay, the two are the ones that are not loaded, but it's okay. So we see the 4 items. They have a sector, they have an instance, and they have a physical location. Okay. So now if I pick up this chest and I pick up this item, they should disappear from this list. Now what we can check is the ID 1795 and 2521. Will we remember these two numbers? I don't think so, but 179 whatever. That's 1795. So 1795. No, this was the previous item. This was the previous item. Refresh. The two items are these two. This and this. 1570. Okay, let's go one by one, okay? Otherwise we go crazy. 1570 is the one that disappeared. Okay, 1570 disappeared. Now let's check if 1570 has cleared out his location information. And yes, as you can see, instance is 0, sector is null, and all the coordinates are 0. Okay, perfect. So he basically cleared out all the information. Okay, which is nice because it's in my inventory, and when it's in my inventory, I don't want that to mess up. Okay, so if I go back to my other item, which is the 2521, which now obviously has a lot of information in the database, and we pick it up. We picked it up, 2521. He disappears from here, yes, and ID equal 2521. He cleared out all the location information. Look, X, Y, and Z, you see, he cleared out all of it. Seaside Festivat, yes. Hello, Jerry. Thanks for joining. How are you today? Marcellum is saying, I have nearly worked it out how to input the character to ALS5 and MBB from Make Human. Always mostly working. I have to recreate the BB bonds and fundamental enroll. Okay. When you say ALS5, you mean ALS4? Because ALS5 doesn't exist yet. If you want, I can give you the sample project. If you want to do test in importing the character, you could use the sample project, which is I think 160 megabyte to download, so it's relatively small. But you need Unreal. The problem is that you need Unreal installed. But you can download Unreal, I guess. Okay, so this part, I would say this part is working okay. This part is working okay, including containers. So we can say that we did this. So it is done. Now what else we want to do? We want to have items. Now the problem is that I don't think we can use this place anymore, because this place is not gonna be like a real guild house. I think now we need to switch to a real guild house. So I think I need to switch this location to point to a real guild house. The problem is that how do I do that? Because I don't remember. So this thing is where we can see it in game as well if you want. If I do window show GM show, and I go here and I check this one and I do edit. So this is the that is the location, right? This is the actual location. So he has select examine, and then he has an entrance type, action ID, lock ID 97. So he knows that he has to go here. He knows that he has to go here. Now, I don't remember in our code, how do we know? How do we know the association with the real guild house from the guild ID? So handle entrance, right? Send the player to a unique instance, right? Action ID, right? Get guild info by lock. Okay, so we check if there is a guild that has that lock associated. Okay, good. Okay, so this is already set up for us. Maybe 4, I downloaded through Unreal. Yes, you downloaded the version 4. I think it's okay. We are using a customized version of the. I mean, you're using a different version from the one that you find in the marketplace, but the basic should be the same. The problem is that the skeleton is different, Marcelo. So we have a different skeleton associated. So I think that, I mean, you can try to do the. I don't know what exactly are you trying to do, because we have a slightly different setup. So not, I mean, the stuff is not standard here. The stuff is mostly custom, and then so if you want to import stuff, I need to guide you on how to do it, because it will not. We have a custom skeleton and we have a custom ALS before, so may know what you are doing. It can be good, but it will not be final. You know, it will not be the final step, because we have to do it differently then. But anyway, we find it. We find the lock by ID. So manages the guildhouses. So the assumption is that we have a guildhouse with the lock, with this lock. No, it's not the assumption. I mean, we check if we have a guildhouse with this lock. Yes, we check if we have it. If we don't have it, then it's a normal action location that is just reporting you somewhere or is doing something else. But if we have it, then good. So now what we need to do, we need to associate one guildhouse, right? We need to associate in the database one guildhouse, and it can be the only guildhouse that we have, which is this one, to the lock ID 97. Right? House lock ID. For some reason we have 95 here. We have 95. We have 95. Why 95? I think 95 is the other door. I think 95 I associated to this one, which is the exit door 2. No. Yes, 95. Lock ID 95, see? So the problem of this lock is that I don't have the key. Seems to be funny, you know, so I'm making the game, but I don't have the key. Well, I can actually make it, but at the moment I don't have the key to this door, which is anyway an example, right? But I have the key to the left door, to the door here at the left, this one in front of me now. Okay, I have a key to this door, so I think we should use this one. So I think my guildhouse should point to should point to 97 actually, and not to 95. So let me change it. So we'll go for house lock ID 97. Unfortunately, the guild houses are loaded at startup, so I need to refresh. I need to close everything and restart the server if I do that change. We don't have the ability to do it dynamically. And so I will go for 97. I will do save. Okay, so now what will happen? What will happen? When the character is trying to enter the guild house, when the character is trying to enter the guild house, which is this thing, right? We will check if the guild house is loaded. I did this piece already, right? So it's here in the code. It's here in the code. If the guild house is not loaded, create a new instance. So if it's not loaded, I mean, if it's loaded, easy. We teleport the player. But in our case, at server startup, will be that the guild house is not loaded. So we'll be here, right? I mean, this teleport to player is working already. And this one, this check, we did already. So this and this are done. Now the problem is this one, which is not done. Okay, so we are working on this. So if the guild house is not yet loaded, we have to find the position and ID. Yes, and we are doing this thing. Get guild house spawn position. If it's invalid, GG. If it's not invalid, we are getting the guild house type, and we are getting. So basically the values that we have here now matters, okay? Because we have the type here and we have the house ID here. How do I do it? Do I do it by name? Yes, I do it by name. It's okay. No worries. Then we spawn the guild house. And this is what I want to see if it really works. We spawn the guild house in a specific position. And so the guild house then at that point exists. And then we load the items from the database. Now these items will be in their own position, but we don't care at the moment, okay? And then we teleport the player to the position specified. This is not gonna work. I mean, it's not very easy for me to explain it to you, but basically we are warping the guild house. We are warping the guild house in space, in a specific location. I think we need to have It's a bit of a mess because the position of the player will be the position of the player. We need the position and the rotation of the player. We need the position and the rotation of the player. So for example, there is the guild house. There is the guild house. And actually the player should be teleported here. Now I think that the easiest for us will be to have a relative location compared to the 0, 0, 0 of this blueprint. So I'm assuming the 0, 0 is here somewhere. I think is probably here in the middle. Or we can do something even better. We can place a fake actor here where we teleport the player. Right? That's probably easiest. So I could place the place that will replicate. Let me think about it. Let me think about it. Because I could have inside this actor a kind of a player start position, you know. It could even be a variable. It could even be a variable on this actor which is telling me where we want to spawn the player when, and obviously this will be a relative location compared to the center. Do you think it's hard to search inside of this list an actor that has, because I will have to do something like get child, or I put it as a variable. I think putting as a variable is probably the easiest. I can put an actor as a variable, which is the pure location. What if I do variable player start? If I do variable player start and is there a, I mean I can make it a vector, but a vector could be hard to see. But probably is the lighter way, eh? So the easiest probably is to put a vector. Probably the easiest is to put a vector and then associate it to a place here. So like if I take this thing, you know, and I move it, or I temporarily duplicate it, or anyway, let's say that I move it, okay? I move it down here, and I say that I want my player be teleported in this location, minus 372. So this should be the relative location to, right? This should be the relative location to the guildhouse, right? I think that's the easiest. I mean, I can do it like this because anyway, this will never change. This will never change, or anyway, it will rarely change. So I think I can just say, because obviously if I put this in 0, 0, 0, it will go there, right? So this is the relative. Let me see if it makes sense or not. So this is like 1 meter and 7. No, 1 meter and 7. 17 meters. Yes, 17 meters in the Y. Yes, it's correct. It's correct. Is the relative location compared to this point, which is the 0, 0, 0. Okay. So if I spawn my guildhouse in this position, I think I can then determine the player location, the player landing location, I mean where it goes, and this one will be nothing else that the out position plus or minus. Plus or minus, it depends on the orientation, but I think that the vector is anyway in word space, and I don't know, because this position will be this player start position. Is it relative to what? Is relative to this, but if I do this vector, depends how this thing is oriented when I place it in my world. Depends how this thing is oriented when I place it in my world. Yes. You know, for now, let's try a player start. Let me add two variables. Player. No, let me do this. Let me duplicate this one. For now, let me just put it to 0, 0, 0, and like 1 meter above. Okay, so 100 centimeters. Okay, so basically will be placed here in the middle of the thing. We will place, the player should teleport here, and then we will figure out, you know, if I have to do plus minus or whatever. But I mean, if we see him here, we already be big win. Okay, so we do guildhouse position. How do we extract a variable from an actor in C++? Because basically we have, well, first of all we have to cast our there is a problem though. Fuck. Can I get it? Can I get it without cast? I mean, no. The problem is that when we move it to the, when we move it, how can I read a variable at runtime even if it's not? Can I read it? Can I read a variable? Real engine read actor variable C++. Obviously, it's a blueprint variable. I don't think I can. I need to expose it as a U property. So basically I need to create, I cannot, So or I do it with an actor and then I search a child. Because the variable, I like that because, you know, it's immediate. So it's the easiest and quickest thing that we can find. Is the easiest and quickest thing that we can find. So or I make a class. I can make a new class. It's not a big issue. I derive. I mean, I can make a new class in C++. I call it guildhouse template, and it's basically an actor. And then I derive this thing from it. Could be easy enough. Or what is the simplest item I can have? Point component? No. Arrow. There is the arrow. The arrow I think is a utility. Yeah, I think the arrow could be. Could I have an arrow object? Could I have an arrow object inside of this? Holy shit, something bad happened. No. If I search this arrow object, right? In this arrow object, I call it player start as well. Oh, I cannot name it the same. Let me change this. This one we call it player start var and player start var 2, but I will delete them most likely. So if I do player start, right? Can I get this component? Because now I can, I think. So now I can get component of actor C++. I think it's just a get component thing. I think it's just a get component. So I just get actor component or something. Find component by class. Can I do it by name? I mean, anyway, we only have one arrow, so. Find component by class. Find component by class is okay. Find component by name. We can do this and get. Do you think we can get player name? Players. Well, maybe we can. The only problem is which kind of freaking. Which component type is that? Can I use a static? Can I use no? Use static mesh component for sure is not. It's an arrow component. Okay, but an arrow component. An arrow component is what? An arrow component is a U arrow component. Okay, I think it's that. I think it's this. I think it's this thing. So we can do get default subobject by name, yes, but we have to do it on, hello Gian. You are a component, get default subobject by name, text tab, yeah, exactly. But the get subobject by name, I need to call it on my guildhouse. How are you, Gian? And the name I gave is player start. Player start. Okay, so we basically have this arrow component in the middle of the guildhouse, which is saying to us where we should teleport the player to. And this will clear out a lot of mess that we had in our XML, because actually the poor game masters were determining the coordinates by hand, and they were putting in the XML of this thing by hand, you know, and now we can have, you know, a visual pointer, and it's much easier. I mean, it's much better. So assuming that we get this, now my player position will be equal to my house position plus player start location, get actor location, right? Now position is a vector. Okay, so yeah, considering it's the first time we do it, let me go a bit verbose here and just type another guildhouse spawned in, and we can put the house position string. New look. Yeah, the hat and the dark glasses are because I'm at the seaside. I'm not in my home. I'm in a summer house next to the sea, close to the sea, and so I wanted to show that I'm in vacation. I'm on holidays. That's why I put the hat and the glasses. I was searching for something more, I don't know, something related to the sea, but I couldn't find it. So, so let's see if this works, okay? Determine the player location, then we get a player location. Now, if we have a player location, then, yeah, we should override. Yeah, we should override this position, huh? We can just say position equal to this. What do you mean component is no member get actor location? There would be another get component location. I don't know. Get add relative location. Get relative location. Guess the literal value of relative location. Not this maybe relative location. No. Okay, I don't know. Get relative location should do it. I think it's relative to his father, but considering the root is anyway, the root is nowhere. Okay, I am assuming that the root, the shared root, I don't know where it is, but I'm assuming there is in 0, 0, 0. What the fuck? Why there is no? Oh, the guildhouse is here. But this is nowhere. Anyway, this is the 0, 0 of the map, so hopefully this will give us a value. Okay, so let me save this. Let me save this, and I think we should launch it in debug and see what happens. I want to see if it's finding. By the way, this will crash like a boss if it's not. So if not player location. So if this one returns null, then we obviously have a problem, right? We can say guildhouse is missing the arrow or whatever. Guildhouse is missing. Guildhouse is missing the. By the way, this should not be error. This should be log. Guildhouse is missing the player start. Add an arrow component. Arrow component. Right? You can say that, so in case we know. In this case, we should return. I mean, if we should return. We should do nothing. We should not teleport the player. Okay, let's recompile like this. Oh fuck! I have the editor open. No, no, stop. Otherwise, it's doing the hot reload and all of that shit. I think I cannot stay much more time with you, unfortunately. I think I have to go. So we will not see the result. Well, we can try quickly. We can try quick, okay? We can try quick. Okay, I'm launching it in server mode, and we can launch this in client mode. And see if it does something. I mean, if he's already getting the right position and spawning the guild house, that's already good. My assumption is that something will go wrong. For example, the guild house is on top of another guild house, and so it will not spawn. Actually, I think that's the case, but I don't know. I never launched this, so this code has never been executed. Why there is another? Why there is another editor running? It is in editor mode now. Okay. Now don't do this to me. Properties, debugging, minus server, minus console. What is it? I don't remember. But it should be something like that. Yeah, he launched the editor. He launched just the editor and not the other thingy. Drum roll? Maybe drum roll. But I don't have the time. I need to go. One quick test and then I go. I will try to stream tomorrow maybe. I think I can stream tomorrow. I will see if I can. The bandwidth seems to go well. We didn't have any lost packets or anything. It's saying your stream quality is good. Uploading at 2.7 and no one said it was bad. No performance notification. So it seems that the thing is going well. Okay, we are connecting. Okay, begin play. No, thank you. We are connecting. Now we fake that we enter in the guild house. Obviously, this is not a guild house, but we fake we enter here. So we do right click, enter, boom, and here is the mess. Fuck, you didn't go through this? Why didn't go through this? You didn't find a guild by ID? No, not ID 19. Fuck, okay. That is not correct. That is action get instant sided. But I really need to go now. So, thanks for watching. If you are new to the stream, please click on follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube. That will help me. And also, we have a Patreon site in case you are interested, and where you can get our videos and other stuff, and you can support the game in the development. So you can go here and do it if you want. If not, no problem. It's patreon.com/planeshift. So with that said, thank you for watching, and I hope I can stream tomorrow as well. The bandwidth seems to be good enough, so maybe we will do it. Thank you guys, and goodbye.